stop the tide of banished reinforcements arriving on the ring. But Atriox has already managed to gain a foothold near Alpha Base.
Our troops have been trying to reach the ring's control room, but the routes are cut off by a banished shield.
We've got to get to that control room so I can deactivate the Halo's firing systems and plant our signal beacon. If I can't do that, we won't be sending an SOS back home. We'll be sending a very large and very live bomb.
If Atriox gets control of this Halo, he'll be holding a gun to the head of all life across hundreds of light years. We have to clear the Banished off this ring. It's up to you, Red Team.
Captain, your troops fight with a tenacity that almost matches my Jiralhane brothers. I'm impressed. You and I are survivors, and I respect that. So I offer you a boon. Take your troops, take your ship, leave now, and I will not hunt you down.
Did you make the same offer to the people you slaughtered at that outpost? We're not going anywhere. We're only talking right now because you know I'm going to take this Ark from you.
Look, treachery. These are the only reasons you still live, Cutter. Very well. I admire your spirit, Captain. But you've just sentenced your little ship to oblivion.
Stay down.
It's a wonder you stayed alive without me.
Always gotta show off, hey Alice?
Who gets to take this one?
Figured you two have had enough fun.
Hello everybody and welcome to the 11th mission of my Halo Wars 2 Legendary Walk the Guide. This is the Halo and we're going to hop right on into this because there's a lot going on in this mission and I don't want you guys to miss out on any of it. So we're immediately going to send all of our forces up to the very front except for one Warthog. You're going to put an air pad and another generator exactly where those two used to be respectively, and then also toss down a supply pad. Make sure that you grab all the resources up front and then use your Warthog over here to gather all the other power resources around here as well. Make sure that you try to save all your units as you can because you're definitely going to need them for the first half after we deal with the Retriever. Now you're definitely going to want to get Restoration Drones level 2 with your first leader point, and then you're immediately going to research air level 1. Now you're probably wondering, oh, why do we don't have any air, so why are we researching air level 1? Well, that's because we're immediately going to pretend that we know we're going to beat the Retriever. That's like in our head, that's what we're focused on. We already know we're going to do that. Like, even if we don't, we just are going to pretend we will. So we need to always be prepared just in case we successfully defeat the Retriever. Now, once you gather all the power resources plus the Phoenix Log down in the southeast, you're going to head directly to the east of your base to go gather the supplies. The supply resources, there's like maybe 30 total, but still every single bit helps you for getting your base up and running. Now when the Retriever Sentinel does show up, you're going to micro all your forces back, the ones that you can control, to the very front of your base. That way when you can sit there, it's going to focus on your base, not you. Now you're probably wondering, why would you want to do that? But that's because the reason why we have that is because we have the restoration drones to be able to heal the base in any case that stuff happens. But for now, all we care about is getting a Nightingale out after we successfully get air level 1. So we need one Nightingale. Now they're going to drop off a few more Wolverines so you can deal with this Retriever. But basically, again, like, you're just going to make sure all your forces are at the very front. And again, if you do need to use anything, just make sure that you use restoration drones to heal your base and your forces. Now notice how I kept that War Dog over there after it did all the chores that I needed it to do. The reason why we do that is because we're going to immediately, as soon as we defeat this Retriever Sentinel and we get control and we get like the entire map that we get to go scout out, the reason why we do that is because we need to immediately go get the scattered squads, right? There's 3 of them. So we're about to get one of them right here with us sending the Warthog up to the front here. Now you immediately, like, you get a pretty good amount of forces out of this. You're going to definitely want to deploy that Kodiak somewhere around your base, probably on the left side. That way it's closer to the A control tower. That's going to be the one that you definitely want to focus on. And then you're going to split up your Warthogs pretty much immediately. There's going to be exactly where I put them. You're going to want to make sure you look for the left, and then up near Bravo base is where you're going to get the other. Now, a lot of the first few aircraft that you're going to be training are going to be not Hornets, but Nightingales. You're going to definitely want to have Nightingales. Now, I've come to realize that sometimes the Warthogs die on their way to go get that one closest to the to C. You're going to definitely want to send another one just to reinforce. Now over here, you're going to send only your Spartans. Do not send anything else over here. Just make sure that you try to hijack both the Wraiths and a Reaver. If you don't successfully do that, that's okay. Just making sure that you have some, like, you quickly are able to take down Bravo base, because as you can see, they automatically get B and C without you there. So they're immediately going to do it. So you need to do things fast. So keeping an eye out on the forces. Again, you need to clear out these guys as fast as possible. So if they're just starting to micro away, don't accept that. Just try to do something with them to get them back towards Bravo base. Now over here back at our base, we're just going to train a lot of Hornets, and then we're going to put a Marine squad into that garrison, because we definitely need to be able to see what's coming at us, so when we get siege turrets we can defend better. Now this is going to seem counterintuitive. You're going to try to get a lot of your units killed. It's just the truth. You're going to want to try to get as many of your units killed as possible, except for air units. The entire strategy is air, because I'll be honest with you, the only units that really you need on the ground are the Spartans, and they need to just be able to capture and defend objectives. Now the main reason why we have air is we need to be able to go from point A to point B to point C and to our base if we need to, all in a split second. We do not have time. There is no room for error in this. Now, and you definitely don't want to lose any air units. So notice how I tried my best to make sure that all my forces, all my air force was out of that glassing beam, but I kind of said screw it to Kodiaks, Warthogs, and my tank, and the Wolverines as well. The reason why is that we need as much population as possible to be able to, like, go put into our air force. Now, we're going to keep some of our units alive specifically for the job of helping our Spartans capture B. Now, immediately when you're done getting Bravo base, you're going to send all your Spartans to go capture control point B. The reason why we do that is you're going to want to make sure that you cease, because one of the bonus objectives is to ensure that you stop, like, you keep the Banished from going over 700 tickets. As you can see here, they're already halfway there, so we need to be quick. You have to do these things extremely fast. Now, you want to keep at least one of your Spartans out of a vehicle. Feel free to hijack as many vehicles as you want with the other two. Just make sure that you have one Spartan out of a vehicle. Now, you're going to want to definitely be very careful with your leader powers this game. You're going to want to time them perfectly. So, for an example, I got 2 restoration drone upgrades, as well as the battle hardened upgrade as of right now. You're going to want to put them into those specifically so you can gain efficiency much quicker. Now notice how I'm keeping my Air Force specifically away from the action. I want to make sure that they are okay, but I want to make sure that there's a good amount of them before I go out, and I want to make sure I have a good amount of Nightingales as well. We need at least 3 Nightingales before we can even consider going out. Now, with this armory at that 1-slot mini base you have over there, you're definitely going to want to get fortify level 1. The reason why we do that is because you want extra bonus damage from your siege turrets specifically. Your siege turrets are going to be very, very important when you're trying to defend B and A. You need them to defend them. You won't be able to defend A and B effectively without it, because because the Banished will go after B and A at the same time. You need your siege turrets to be able to handle dealing a lot of damage on that point, so it prevents them from capping that objective. It is super important that you do that. That is why I kept a Kodiak alive over here on the left, but I don't really care about that Kodiak on the right. But the reason why that Kodiak on the right is safe is because I want to make sure that in any case the Kodiak on the left gets destroyed by the Banished, I want to make sure that I have a Kodiak on standby to be able to help out to defend. Now, over here, you're going to just start sending out your Air Force. The main control force that you want to have for this mission is your Air Force. Now, I'm immediately sending, if you see the Banished start to try to take an objective, do not let them. Use your Air Force to go prevent that from happening. Now, here's, you'll see like an actual goof by me. I brought all my force together, like all 3 Spartans, my entire Air Force, 11 Hornets, and 3 Nightingales on top of the glassing beam. I should have realized what I did wrong here. I should have been better about it, but it was not that bad because I still had a good portion of my Hornets, and I also still had at least a way to heal my forces. So you're definitely going to be, you want to be careful here. Now you want to get tech level 3 as soon as possible, so you're going to get your command center upgrade, and you're going to get reinforcements immediately after you get that upgrade. After that, however you want to upgrade your units is up to you. But definitely want to make sure that you get wingmen before you get your command center, and you're definitely going to make sure that you get your tier 3 base and your tier 2 reinforcements upgrade. You need all that to successfully be able to handle the amount of enemies that you're dealing with in this mission. And you also want to like go full full send on air level 3. Now the rest of your forces, the way that I kind of go about this is the enemy kind of chills and stays away from control point A. I don't know why. They could definitely have taken it any time during this while I was doing all this. However, I'm just glad that they didn't, because that would have been another point. But luckily for us, we're able to hold B and C first and then go after A. And we can go after A anytime. So whenever you feel like you need to go after A, go for it. But what we are trying to do here is keep ourselves, we want to time our attacks away from the Retriever Sentinel, and we want to make sure that we are as deliberate as possible when we take a control point. Notice how far away that Retriever is from point C, but I'm also kind of letting point B be a little lackluster in the defense department, because we do not need my entire Air Force over there to defend just one point. It is much more efficient for us to be able to go destroy a mini base and let Jerome or let Red Team do their thing than to basically send my entire Air Force over there. Now this 1-slot mini base on the very far left of the map, it's the only other mini base that you can take other than the one near Bravo base. That one you need to build an air pad. Now the reason why we want to build an air pad there and not at Bravo base is because we don't have a quick way to defend point C. We need to be able to train units really quickly, which is why getting advanced logistics is extremely important for this. Again, I know I've been saying extremely important a lot this mission, but it's because I want to make sure that you guys get that gold medal. This mission and Under the Dark are absolutely pains, and I want to make sure that you guys are able to successfully get it done. Now notice how many units I have. I have a 3-to-1 ratio on my Hornet to Nightingale. That is actually the ideal ratio. You want to say at least like 3-to-1, maybe 2.5-to-1 is good. Now whenever you see units clustered up, it's always like this at point A, so toss an archer missile down whenever you get a chance, and then wherever your Air Force is, typically that's where you're going to want to send the new trainees. You're going to send your new Air Force units over there. Now once you have successfully defended C and B, once you have them capped and defended, you're going to start getting those siege turrets up, and you're also going to send Jerome and Red Team all the way down to to point A. Now, this is that part. I think they tossed the glassing beam down, but notice how I didn't really lose much. Now, once you get to a certain point, you're going to be able to defend by just simply using this Air Force. Now, you're going to want to use your macro ability, and macro, again, if you've seen like my StarCraft videos, macro means, or if you've been part of the channel. Macro is how well you can get back into the game with unit producing structures, your economy. It's basically unit producing and economy. That is what macro is. So you want to macro up, make it towards that I can train from multiple places so I can get more troops ready quicker. Now this part right here, I was really scared that they were about to get to 700, but I saw the Retriever Sentinel, so I wasn't tripping that badly. However, when I saw how close they were to capping this objective, like I had my stuff ready, the Retriever Sentinel was super close to just letting them take this objective because they already had made it a neutral objective. But thankfully for us, I was able to that Retriever Sentinel was able to keep them off the base, off the point, long enough for me to be able to get my Hornets into the action and prevent them from capping the objective. Not to mention that drop turret definitely. If I didn't, I was definitely going to drop that drop turret there. Again, want to build an air pad here on the very far left, making sure that I have all my siege turrets, get a bunch more Hornets up if we need to basically replenish my forces, and then we're going to definitely get some siege turrets next to point A. Now, if you are dealing with basically the way you're going to want to do it, after you get A, B, and C, the only thing that you need to do really is keep your Spartans near point C. If you see the Retriever Sentinel come on by, you're going to move your Spartans near your one slot mini base. You do not want to move it to the right closer to B. Move them closer to that mini base because you're going to be able to keep them safe that way. Now, you're going to want to make sure that you have your entire Air Force fully upgraded, air level 3 and everything before you start to attack this base. Again, one of the objectives for this mission is to destroy this banished base, and you're going to want to do this like little bits at a time. It's a death by 1,000 paper cuts with this base because, again, not only are you trying to attack all at the same time, you're still defending. You still need to remember, this base, I don't care anymore. This base just can do its thing. I don't want them to get any more points. They're already at 685. There's no way in hell I'm letting them hit 700. So that is the mentality you have to have. There is no way in hell I'm letting you hit 700. If you're okay with letting them hit 700, that's completely fine. Just know that that is 2,000 score. So if you want to have good combat score and good time bonus, just make sure that you understand that that is going to bump up that score like quite a bit. Like I think when you see the gold medal at the end of this mission, it's crazy how close I was to not getting a gold on this mission. Now, tossing down my my leader powers, I definitely wanted to use restoration drones, and I am very happy that I did because look at how poorly timed they tossed down glassing beam. Because now I'm able to just micro my forces around, and I lost 3 units max, and that's not that bad. I can replenish them really quickly. But notice how like my supplies are super low here. Like this is not like we're being really good with our economy. And it's really scary because like if you lose your entire force at this point, I don't have the resources to be able to replenish 25 Hornet/Nightingale. You're gonna have to be very deliberate, and you're gonna have to micro your forces really hard. Now over here at point C, a lot of crap happened because this warlord decided to stop by. If the warlord does decide to stop by, and you're basically getting into a point where like you're starting to see C struggle and B struggle, just pull your Hornets away from the base and go straight over to an area that is kind of having some issues. Now just making sure we macro effect, we get our units. We have a bunch of unit producing structures. We want to use all of them. We don't want to just use a few. Right here the Retriever Sentinel is coming, so we will be pulling our forces back. But this is why I was talking earlier about those siege turrets being so important. Because look at what that siege turret is doing. It's preventing the enemy from capping point B. Because I'm able to kill the unit that is taking over that point. Now, there is a unit that you will want to always prioritize when dealing with the banished. And that is the engineer. You do not want them to be able to heal for long periods of time because they will make it'll just prolong the fight, and nobody wants to deal with that. So just making sure that we get a lot going on here. I know we have a lot going on here, guys. Just again, like, you're going to want to make sure that you practice this. After a long period of time, I just finally realized, like, they don't really have Reavers on the map. The only time that they have Reavers on the map is at Bravo Base. So the rest of this mission, it can just be done with air. Now, over here at point A, this is where they're going to just start sending a lot of stuff at all the bases. So we're a little over halfway now. The frequency of attacks are going to go up a little bit, but the main thing that you want to be careful of is, again, keeping your eye on that Retriever Sentinel, and also making sure that you keep an eye on trying to maintain full control, because the faster you're able to do it, it's going up by 25 every single tick. Or was that 15? I'm pretty sure it's 15. Yeah, it's going up by 15 every few seconds. So just remember that when you're going through it, you want to be able to finish this mission as fast as you can. And as I did use Jerome's ability there to kind of get away from those suicide grunts. I know that was kind of a funny use of micro, but hey, why not? You will want to use control groups for this. You'll see me start to like really make sure that I have my my units, because I do not want to use all units at all. I actually don't think that there's a time that I use all units other than to check how many Hornets and how many Nightingales I have. Gonna toss down this Archer missile. Probably not a good point to use it. Probably this turret drop will definitely be able to be helpful here. Probably the reason why is because this is a good part to use those Archer missiles. Now, you don't want to always have all your forces nearby. You want to have your siege turrets try to take out enemies that are trying to cap objectives. And then if you have any forces that are not with your big bulk group, like any new trained Hornets or Nightingales, you're going to want to send them to go reinforce that objective. Now, we're going to send all of our forces back up to C. Now, the reason why we keep our Spartans up here rather than, like you see, point A is kind of just sitting there in the wind right now. But we have Marines over there, right? We have one safely garrisoned at the very top near our base. So we are definitely going to use them to go and cap that point. And we will use this Hornet here, or any new Hornets that get trained, to go help reinforce point A. Going over, checking all of our base, see what's going on. This is the part where I take the Marines, go over here to this control point, make sure that they are capping it, and then using the Hornet and Nightingale to go reinforce. Now, moving our forces up. Now, I had to be very, very careful here because the Retriever Sentinel was coming up, so I kind of just said, screw it, I'm just setting everything up here. Now, here's also another really cool thing, is if you lose a unit over here and you have your forces nearby C and the Retriever Sentinel is nearby, it's not going to get anywhere near that base. So you can still train your units from that air pad, and by the time it's passed, you'll already have that new Hornet, especially if you have at least Advanced Logistics level 2. But here you go. There we have point A. Just send the Marines back if you need to. Nothing crazy here. Gonna regroup all of our forces here. Gonna move all of our Nightingales out, move all of our Hornets out, and then we can just take our Spartans to go and defend point C again after the Retriever Sentinel has passed by. So you're gonna want to put Alice in the middle here. Douglas will sit here on the left side, and then you're gonna keep Jerome in the right garrison. All these units are gonna be garrisoned inside of, basically in front of point C. So we're almost done. We have like a little over 700 more tickets to get through. And again, as you guys saw, like previously, 700 tickets is not a lot. So we're almost there. And this is a third close call that I've had so far with them almost taking an objective. Like, I lost control of point A again. So I decided to toss down this turret drop. Probably like could have just handled it with my Hornet, but thankfully, I was able to like read the Spirit dropship was about to drop off more forces, so it was a good call tossing it down. Now, just like we did last time, the Marines will recap that objective. So 12-9, so about a 4-to-3 ratio for Hornet to Nightingale. Not bad, not bad. Almost like halfway done taking this base. The only thing that you're going to want to be careful about when taking out this banished base is the banished will just start sending larger groups of spirit dropships at B, C, and A. They're just going to send a ton of air, which sucks because you should be rewarded for eliminating. Like I'm not saying like don't send enemies. I'm just saying like what was the just at least have like them not be able to have like warlords with the groups. Like that's completely crazy. But regardless, we're almost done with this mission. A little under 500 more to go, and we're doing fantastic. We have basically full control of all the towers. The only thing that we don't have are the Forerunner power towers. However, it don't matter. You're doing 10,000 power right now, so who cares? Now, this is the part that I was talking about where they're just going to, once you defeat the banished base here, once you destroy it, they just start sending an entire swarm of units at you. And you're just like, bro, I did not read this coming. So this is the part where I said, what do I want to do here? Do I just want to send things in? And I just said, screw it. The goal here right now, keep them off these off the control points. Gonna try to micro these forces back because they're on the retriever sentinel. Probably can get, hoping that those siege turrets will keep it going. But this warlord got to 99%. So that was extremely close. Here we go. Almost took out this blister back. Again, these air units like just start microing away to the points outside of the map. Like this blister back just started taking up my fire base for no reason. Alright, this is the part where I said, screw it, Jerome. You're just going to have to deal with it, my guy. This Retriever Sentinel loves you right now. So, but we only have, less than 100. So I said, screw it. We're just full send. Just deal with it. Drop turret. Send it on to point B. I was just trying to find a point. Like, I was at the point where I was like, just defend. And it surprises me how 3 Spartans were almost able to take out this Retriever Sentinel. But here we go. All my forces are down here. Look at them being dumb and trying to like take a power tower. But here you go. Bonus objectives are all complete. Some optional objectives. The only objective that we didn't complete is get the 10 kills with the Vulture. Not the end of the world. But if you wanted to get a few more, if you wanted to 100% this mission, that was the only thing I didn't do. But you could definitely do that with like substituting maybe 2 or 3 of your Hornets for a Vulture, for 2 Vultures. So there you go. But that's pretty much it. That's the penultimate mission in Halo Wars 2. Now we have the finale, which is Last Stand, which is the next mission that I'll be uploading after this one. But here you go, guys. We have a gold medal. We have a 5,000 point cushion. We did pretty good. We have a good par time. Par time was 20 minutes, but our time was 25. Pretty good for a legendary run. Gonna head into the summary. And we rescued Bravo Base. We did all the optional. The only bonus objective that we did not do was the Vultures, but the rest of them we definitely did do. So we're fantastic. But thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you guys liked the video, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And I'll see you guys next time for Last Stand. Thank you guys for watching.